Hello students, I am Amardeep Pandey from Ambition Classes. Students, today I will teach you physics of class 12th, and in physics we will study chapter electricity. Students, for your information I should inform you that I have previously uploaded one video of this chapter on my YouTube channel Ambition Classes. So before watching this video, make sure that you have watched that previous video. So let's start. Students, in my previous class I have discussed about charge. Now, what we have to learn? Today we have to learn the difference between our comparison between the electric charge and the mass. Okay, students? There are 5 basic differences between charge and mass. So let's study. The first difference is that charge is a derived quantity and mass is a fundamental unit. Charge is a derived unit. What are derived units and what are fundamental units? Fundamental units or fundamental quantities are that quantities which are independent in nature. That is, it will not exist with the help of any another quantity. Like mass. Mass does not depend upon any other quantity for its existence. Length, time, temperature. Okay, students, these are all the fundamental quantities. And what are the derived quantities? Derived quantities or derived units are that units which are formed by the help of and two or more physical quantity. Likewise, if we come to volume, its formula is mass upon density. Density equals to mass upon volume. So density depends upon mass as well as volume. That is, density depends on mass in a directly proportional manner and on velocity in an inversely proportional manner. So area, what about area? Area is length into breadth. That is, area depends upon length as well as breadth. So that quantity which depend upon another quantity for its existence is known as derived units. So charge is a derived units. Why charge is a derived units? Because Q equals to IT. That is, charge depends upon current as well as time in any conductor. So charge is a derived unit and mass is a fundamental unit. So I think first point is clear. Now let's move on to the next point. Magnitude of charge can be positive, negative or zero. In our previous video, I have told you that charge can be positive, negative or zero. But it cannot, for a mass, it can never be zero. So mass cannot be zero or negative. Any particle in the universe cannot be zero, cannot have zero mass. That is, every particle in the universe or every body in the universe must have some mass. No body can be massless. So this is our second point. Now let's move on to our third point. Magnitude of charge does not depend on its velocity. Yes. If you want to find the magnitude of charge, then it does not depend upon velocity, whether it is velocity of that body or velocity of light. But magnitude of mass depends upon velocity. That is, m equals to m naught upon 1 minus v square upon c square. What is v? V is the actual velocity of the particle or the body. What is c? C is the velocity of the light. So in quantum mechanics you will learn this formula. So that is, mass depends upon the velocity, but charge does not depend upon the velocity. This is the third difference. Now let's move on to fourth difference. Charge always remains conserved. Fourth difference is that charge always remains conserved. That is, it follows the conservation law. Energy, momentum, likewise charge also follows the conservation law. But mass is not conserved. Mass does not follow the conservation law. Now let's move on to last point. Existence of charge is not possible without mass. That is, if charge had to exist, then the body must have some mass. That is, a massless body cannot have charge. So for a charge totally depends upon the mass. If a body has a mass, then it will have charge. If a body does not have mass, then it will not have a mass, a charge. Okay, existence of mass is possible without net charge. So existence of mass is possible without charge. A body can exist without a charge. That is, it is uncharged body. Okay, students. So these are the 5 basic differences between the charge and mass. This you have to learn in your basic physics of electricity. Please have its screenshot. Dear students, we are having a question. What will be the charge on 75 kg body in terms of electron? We have to find the total charge on a body in terms of electron. Okay, students. So we are given a body of 75 kg. If we are given a body of 75 kg, firstly we have to find the number of electrons. What we have to find, students? Number of electrons. You all know mass of electron equals to 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kg. This is the mass of electron. So students, number of electron in 75 kg body equals to 75 upon 9.1 into 10 power minus 31. Students, what you have to do? Our body is of 75 kg, so you have to find the number of electrons. So if you want to find the number of electrons in 75 kg body, so what you have to do? You have to divide the mass of that body with the mass of electrons. So in order to find the number of electrons, so this we are doing. Okay students, so number of electrons in 75 kg body is 75 upon 9.1 into 10 power 31, that is, it is n. Now total charge on a body Q equals to Ne. Q is Ne. So what is Q? What is N? 75 upon 9.1 into 10 power minus 31, 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. So students, we have to solve this question. It will be 75 into 1.6 upon 9.1 into 10 power minus 19 into 10 power 31. So on solving, we will get 75 into 1.6 upon 9.1 into 10 power 11 minus 12. Students, it will be plus 12. So on solving, we will get 1.3 into 10 power 13 coulomb. This is the total charge on that body of 75 kg, students. Please have a screenshot. These type of questions are important. Okay students, now let's move on to next question. Students, let's have one more question. Question number 2. How many electrons have to be removed from a metallic piece so that it can acquire a charge of 1 microcoulomb. So student, this is our question. How many electrons have to be removed from a metallic piece so that it can acquire a charge of 1 microcoulomb? Students, 1 microcoulomb equals to 10 power minus 6 coulomb. Okay students, then what we have to do? We have to find, this is the total charge on the conductor. It is the total charge on the conductor, that is Q equals to 10 power minus 6 coulomb. Now what we have to find? How many electrons? We have to find N, and Q equals to Ne. E equals to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. So let us solve. We know what we know. Q equals to Ne. Q equals to Ne. So N equals to Q upon E. What is Q? 10 power minus 6. What is E? 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. it will be 10 power minus 6 into 10 power 19 upon 1.6. So it will be 10 power 13 upon 1.6. Now let's solve this question. N equals to, students, this 10 power 13 can be written as 10, or we can write like this, 10 power 13 into 10 upon 1.6 into 10. So it will be 10 power 14 and it will be 16. So on solving we can get 10 power, for 10 power 14 we can write 10 power 2 into 10 power 12 upon 16. So it will be 100 upon 16 into 10 power 12. So then what we have to do? We have to divide 100 upon 16. So how could we get 100 upon 16 means 4 4, 4 to 8, 4 5 20, 25 upon 4. So 25 upon 4 will be 4 6 24, 1 here 0, 4 to 8, 6.2 into 10 power 12. How many electron must be removed? 6.2 into 10 power 12 electron must be removed. Okay, students. So that it will acquire a charge of 1. So it will acquire a charge of 1 microcoulomb. Okay, students. Just take it. Student, we are having another question. A charged conductor has 4,000 electrons in excess. Calculate the total charge on the conductor. What does question tells? That a conductor has a 4,000 electron in excess. That is, electrons are negative charge. Then conductor will be highly negatively charged. Okay, students, let's see. What is given? 400 electron in excess. That is N equals to 4,000 electrons. We have to find Q. We know Q equals to Ne. Value of N is 4,000 and value of E is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. For 4,000 we can write 4 into 10 power 3 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. So what we will get? 4 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 13. So on solving we will get 4 6 24 to here, 4 on 4 6.4 into 10 power minus 3, 13 coulomb. So this is the total charge on the conductor, students. So this is how we have to solve this type of questions. Please have it screenshot. Students, let's move forward and have another question. Okay, students, let's have another question. Our question is, the charge conductor on conductor is minus 1.6 coulomb. How many electrons are in excess? How many electrons are in excess? So let's solve this question. Charge on a conductor is minus 1.6 into coulomb, minus 1.6 coulomb. So Q equals to minus 1.6 coulomb. You have to find the charge on a, you have to find the number of electrons. So you have to find number of electrons and you have to find N. We know Q equals to Ne. So N equals to Q upon E. What is the value of Q? Q minus 1.6. What is the value of E? 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. So this will cancel out. Here it will be 10 power 19. So how many electrons are in excess? 10 power 19 electrons are in excess. So this is how we have to solve this question. Let's have one more question. conductor has 2.4 into 10 power minus 18 coulomb of positive charge. How many electrons are in excess or short? So let's solve this question. A conductor has 2.4 into 10 power minus 18 coulomb of positive charge. Now how many electrons are in excess or short? Let's solve. Conductor is Q equals to 2.4 into 10 power minus 18. Positive charge. It is positive charge, students. It will be here like this. Now, what we have to find? We have to find N. Let's have, we know. What we know, Q equals to NE. So Q is 2.4 into 10 power minus 18. N into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. So N will be 2.4 into 10 power minus 18 upon 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. So when we will solve this, we will get 2.4 upon 1.6, 10 power minus 18 into 10 power 19. So on solving, we will get N equals to 24 upon 16 into, students, it will be 10 power 1. So 4, 4, 16, 4, 6, 24, 2, 3 upon 2, 2 into 10. That is 30 upon 2 is 15. N equals to 15.